Uh, well, welcome back, collectors. I see Tyler on the couch, so it must be time for double trouble. How are you, Tyler?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Tyler and I were fortunate enough to attend a show together this past Saturday. This was a South Carolina show. It had about 40 dealers, about 70 tables. It was a nice local show. What did you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I like the atmosphere there. It was pretty nice venue.
Yeah.
Decent amount of currency, plenty of coins, but um, turned out to be a really good show.
Yeah, and I saw a good number of young people, and when I mean young, I mean kids running around. That was nice to see. Of course, there were a lot of old men there like me, but it was nice to see some younger folks there. We both made some nice purchases at the show, so stick around, and after we finish the auction review, we're going to show you a few notes that we added to our collections. Now, we're recording this on Tuesday evening, May the 5th, and I plan to release this on Thursday evening of this week as part of my Thursday Night Live series. In this case, it'll be almost live. Okay, we've got about 20 notes to show you tonight. Most of these are from heritage auctions, especially the Central States auction from this past weekend. There are a couple of notes from great collections also. All right, let's get started here. Let's see if I can share my screen. Bear with me, folks. This is a
New layout.
new layout here. So let's see. Can you see that all right, Tyler?
Yep, it's here.
Okay.
Here to stay.
Just a second.
Yeah, I will say this.
Yeah.
The past month or two, I've been a little bit more um, like sucked into my own personal life and military duties. So it's
Yeah.
kind of kept me a little bit further away from like auctions and tracking everything.
Yeah.
But obviously still been following along with all the big auctions and going to the shows. But it's kind of like that natural rhythm that I've always kind of found myself in, where I'll be super sucked into collecting for 6 months, 7 months, and then for 3 or 4 months I'll kind of have this cool down period.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely helps with saving.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We'll start off tonight with a small note. This is a $1 1928 legal tender with a star. This one's graded 15 and sold for $2,440.
These are super popular. I mean, these are the only small size Red Seal $1 notes. I always thought they were super cool looking.
Yeah.
These star notes are super tough, and they're always
Yes.
expensive. This one is kind of just a run of the mill example, and choice fine, kind of dirty, but
Yeah.
definitely not messed with.
No.
Uh, in the book, it says 3,000 in a 12.
Yeah. So that based on that, this was a good price.
Yeah, fair price, especially considering the time that's passed since that book was, written.
True.
And I think we've seen the prices overall kind of start to creep up recently.
Absolutely. Next, we have a $20 1928 Federal Reserve note. This one's also a star. It's graded 64, choice uncirculated, and sold for $1,464.
I always like the district seal with the number.
Yes,
And that's
I
always been
do.
my
I
favorite for the 1928s.
Yes.
For this one in the book, in a 63 instead of 64, in a 63, we have 2,500. So
Yeah.
this definitely came lower.
Yes. And I suppose this is also a pretty niche group of people that would be looking for something like this too. So,
Yeah, especially in higher grade.
right. But a beautiful note. All
Yeah,
right.
about that.
Next, we have an 1869 $1 legal tender. Good old rainbow note. This one graded 25 and sold for $976.
Looking at this note, I'm really surprised it went under 1,000. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it looks good. The back is, got pretty solid color. Yeah,
Yes.
it's got some corner problems, but they're not missing.
No.
I mean, that's a really nice looking note. In the book, it's 1,020,
Yes.
and these have been beating estimates. I mean, rainbow notes are like they've been beating retail price. These
Yeah.
rainbow notes are super popular. I mean, that's definitely a great deal.
This is sort of another example of a little comment and big discount here.
I mean, for sure. It's not even going into the design.
No, it's not.
And that's kind of consistent for a low end VF to have some kind of problem.
Right. Right. Next up, we have a $2 mini porthole. This one graded very fine 20 and sold for $330.
Another run of the mill, basic VF.
Yeah.
Kind of curious to see where these mini portholes are trending, especially the average kind of problem free examples. And I think we have our answer here at 330. In the book, it says 420. Um, but I think that book price was high when the book came out. But
Okay.
we're catching up here.
Yeah, I think these have been trending up generally. One of the reasons I picked this note is I thought it actually sold a little cheaper than I thought it would, really.
Exactly. Yeah, because seems like a good deal.
It
Nice
does.
and clean.
Very clean note. All right, now speaking of a clean note, here's a 1875 $5 national. This one graded very fine 30 and sold for $3,416.
Yeah, that's a beautiful note. Very bold.
Mm-hmm.
The the overprint looks great. All the design elements, are well inked. You can still see all the signatures.
Yes, yes,
Uh, yeah, definitely went for, you know, it
good.
commanded a premium because of the, of the colors and everything, all the other properties of the note.
Yeah,
But I still think you're not going to be upset, paying
no,
that much money for this note.
no. And based on some notes from Heritage, they said there are only four notes known from this very rare Finger Lakes bank. So, and this one's tied with another note for highest grade. So, hence that may be the reason for the premium in price.
Oh,
But
definitely. With nationals, it's all about who shows up.
right, that's right. But a pretty, I love that. Love the back on these.
Yeah, when I look at nationals, I usually look at it through the lens of a type collector.
Yeah,
So I'm going to be looking at, okay, what's the best price I can get a note at a certain grade,
mhm,
and
right,
what issues am I willing to accept at a certain price point. But other collectors, uh, like Raiden, I know he's real big into
right,
nationals.
right,
They're going to be looking, okay, what's the story?
right,
Like, tell me more about the bank,
right.
and that's really what draws them in,
Hmm.
and that's what you get with the national collector usually.
True, true. All right, this is an 1886 $5 silver certificate. This one graded choice very fine. sold for $3,904.
Very nice Morgan back here with the small seal.
Yes,
I believe this is the first Friedberg number
it
for the
is.
type.
It is. And there are only 50 notes reported for that Freeburg number. So,
You know, unfortunately, people like the large seal more. Um, so that usually you're going to see, strong prices for the large brown seal. Let's see. This says 5,500 and a 40.
yeah,
So, and what this go for? Like 3,000.
39.
Yeah, 3,900.
3,900. So, I think someone got a good deal. I actually bid on this note, but I wasn't willing to go quite that high on it.
Are willing to climb the rope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But a very, very nice note. Congratulations to the winner of that. I also bid on this note. It's a $10 1890 Treasury note, graded very fine 30, and it sold for $2,196.
This note has a great body, but you can tell right away it's been trimmed.
Yes.
It's pretty much just the margin or just the design with no margin. Uh I don't know. I still think it's a great looking note. If in a let's see, 366
Yeah.
in a 20 we have 2750, and in a 40 we have a whopping 7,000 retail.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously with this note being trimmed and having those kind of issues, it's brought the price down. So
Yeah.
for someone who's looking for a nice note with just a couple flaws, this was definitely a good pick.
Yes. I like the 1890, the backs on the 1890s. That's just a personal thing, but I like them.
Yeah, it's way better design on the back.
Right.
It actually has a design.
Yeah, it has one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The other ones are just like, oh, all right.
Yeah, a lot of
You
open
just,
air.
you just look right past them.
Yeah. And here's a note one would never look past. This is a 1922 $10 gold certificate, graded 40 and sold for $702.
This one kind of popped out at me just because of the nice color on the overprint.
Yes.
It's just a nice solid XF. Uh, and we have 750 in the book for a 40.
Mm-hmm.
I will say these notes, like the 10, 20, 50 gold certificates, have all, risen pretty strongly in the past couple of years. And, I think these are going to have to be revalued in the near future.
Yeah. Look at that back. That's just beautiful.
And very, very nice. That's what you want to see from a, nice mid-grade gold certificate.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Here's a 1923 $10 legal tender, also known as the poker chip note. This one is graded 25 and sold for $3,172.
We always include, a nice poker chip in these videos.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we always have a VF1
Uh-huh.
ready. And I want to say that this is definitely one of the higher prices we've seen recently.
Yes, it's creeping up. Yes.
We've got 3,000 in VF20. So, I would say that's definitely full retail.
Yes.
Um, and, we got a comment of a tear, but it, phases up very, very nicely.
Yes.
Super nice VF. And, yeah, it's one of the staples.
Absolutely. I really like this note. All right. I really like this one too. As you know, the Decatur notes are one of my favorite designs. It's a $20 1880 silver certificate, graded 20, and this one sold for $4,148.
That's definitely a very good price for this note because 3 years ago, I got mine a very nice VG10,
Hmm.
and I paid roughly 3,600 for it.
Wow.
So that whoever got this one definitely did very well. Uh, Retail for 309 says 8,000 and a 20.
It does. Yeah.
So, sometimes the book is pretty far off the mark
Yeah.
when it comes to, prices realized. And it seems like these $20 silver certs usually get overestimated pretty strongly in the book.
Yeah.
Uh, which also means, buyer beware when you go to a show and you're going to a big show like Baltimore or the Fun Show in Central States, you're going to see dealers mark their notes at full retail
Yes.
and try and sell that as like, this is a
Yeah.
good deal
That's
or
common. Yeah.
or this is what they're going for.
Right.
So that's why you have to do your homework.
Have to do your homework. I would like to mention there are only about 60 of these notes reported for the Freeburg 309. So this is also a rare note that someone got, I think, certainly a fair price on.
Oh, no, I think that more than fair. I think that was a very
Oh,
good price.
okay.
And I think these notes, it doesn't really matter how much you pay if you get a nice example because, like you were saying earlier, if you have the note, you're going to be happy at the end of the day.
Hmm.
The price will take care of itself over time.
Yes, especially with a note like this. All right. It's a $20 1891 silver certificate. Manning note. This one graded very fine 25 and sold for $2,440.
Very nice. I always like the 1891s with the extra sawbucks on the
Yes,
overprint.
I like the blue overprint.
The portrait is very nice on this note. All the design elements are very strong. I don't know why, but these Manning notes tend to get pretty faded.
Yeah,
Uh, and the portraits get all broken up. But for 321 in a 20, we have 1750. So this went strongly over that.
yeah,
Uh, Definitely a strong result on this Manning note.
absolutely. Only a pinhole comment, which I don't
Doesn't really matter that much at this grade level.
doesn't mean much. But
Yeah,
nice.
people people usually won't, freak out about it.
No, no. All right. Here's a $20 1880 legal tender. This is Freeburg 147, but it has, as you can see, a star. And graded 25 and sold for $2,562.
Very nice note and looks almost exactly like the note I picked up recently. Uh, let's see. Let's see if I can flip this around. Let me pull my
Oh, yeah.
screen up here. You see that pretty good? I can't really see my camera.
Yeah, I can see it. We'll show it again at the end, too.
But yeah, this is what I picked up at the show.
Yeah.
Got a nice, very fine 25.
Okay.
And I picked this up for $600.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get a good idea as to the price difference here with a star and without a star.
Yes. Yes. There are only 14 of these star notes known for the 147. The 147 Mule Star, there's 32. This note in the book shows $4,000 in 20, but I think that's another example of how the book is overpriced in some areas. I also think generally large stars are down a little bit from where they were, a year or so ago.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
But
Are
this
you
is
looking?
pretty
You
nice.
see my face,
No,
Ontario?
I was about to say you want to turn your camera around. I'm looking at your coffee table right now.
Oh
There you
boy.
go. That's
You
all right.
see me now?
I see you now. All right. Next up, we've got an 1882 $20 gold certificate. It's been graded very fine 30 details and sold for $1,969. This one, I believe, yes, is a great collections note. Now, I put this note in here because I wanted to ask Tyler about the portrait. It
Yeah,
looks kind of fuzzy or faded or something.
it looks like someone took an eraser to him,
Yeah, did something.
and he looks like he was drawn in pencil.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
I don't either.
I like the overprint. I think the note looks okay, but that portrait would I'd run away.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
in a 20, we have 1750. Uh, it's been messed with. Something's happened to it.
Yeah,
I
and they're
couldn't,
giving it a discoloration.
and surface damage. Yeah,
Mhm.
I couldn't really tell you exactly what happened to it, but
Yeah,
it just it wouldn't sit right with me if I had it.
yeah, I agree. I actually wrote in my notes here, I would not buy this note. So, but I
Yeah.
wanted to include it because I wanted to show you notes that, look good and others that don't look quite as good.
And it's still got an okay price, I think,
Yeah.
considering that it has the problems that it does. I mean, you can still see the ego real well.
Yeah.
The reverse. I mean, yes, there's stuff going on the back as well,
Up
but
at
the
the top.
design elements show up.
Yep. Yep. All right. We have
Oh, by
another.
the way, I
Yes.
wanted to add for that 1880 $20 star, said 4,000 and a 20, and
Yeah.
it got what, 25 or 2,700.
Yes.
So yeah,
25.
big difference. Like
Big
you
difference.
said, I think the stars are not as strong right now for the large
Right.
size.
Right. Here's another $20 Manning note. This one an 1886 silver certificate, graded very fine 20. It sold for $3,660. Good old Diamondback.
Yeah, this is another note where the book is far off. It says 9,000 and a
Yeah,
20,
it does. Yeah.
and I've never seen a result close to that. Uh,
Mm-mm.
Maybe the most I've seen is a little over 5,000.
Yeah.
Um, but this is pretty close. Actually, this is up a little bit from a couple of years ago. I think I got mine a couple of years ago, or maybe
Yeah.
last year.
Last year, I think.
Yeah, so a year ago, I got mine for 2,300.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
definitely up a little bit.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you, look at the serial numbers. The one in the upper right looks a lot more faded than the one on the lower left.
That happens a lot. I think mine has that same problem.
Okay. Think it's
I'm
from
not,
handling.
yeah, or maybe just the way it was printed. But the ink, I think that ink just doesn't, like, it fades quickly
Yeah.
on that background.
Yeah.
Something's, yeah, I think there's something maybe manufacturing wise.
Yeah. One thing to note on this, there's only 85, excuse me, there are only 85 of these notes reported for Freeburg 314. So this is one of the rarer Freeburgs for this series. Love the back on this.
Yeah, very nice Diamondback.
Okay, here's a 1922 $20 gold certificate, 58 EPQ, and sold for $2,074.
Super choice, bright white, really nice overprint. Deep design features that dark ink.
Yeah,
Let's see, 1187.
yep,
In a 58, we have, well, in a 60, we have 2 grand in the
right.
book. So this is, definitely fetching some pretty good money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Can't go wrong with one of these.
No. Every time I show these notes to non-collectors, he'll be like, "Why is someone drawing in pen on it?" That's not pen.
No.
Those the security threads.
Security threads, yeah. And here's a whopper of a note. This is an 1875 $50 national, rated 12, sold for $16,470.
Super strong price. But
Yeah,
look, it's even got the rainbow wants to come out. It's just
yeah.
tired.
It's just tired and it's cloudy. Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a super nice note. Uh, the price is very, very strong,
Hmm.
but it's all there. You can see everything. Um, I think it's pretty original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice note.
Heritage said this that there's only 12 $50 first charters for the state of New York, and or rather, I should say 1875s for the state of New York, and that this note is unique for this bank. So
Very nice
there are also only about 100 of these first charter 50s
in total.
in total for the whole country. I mean, so this is a pretty rare design. That's originals and 1875, so only 100. So that's pretty rare.
Super tough. And I think it's the series is still underappreciated.
Hmm. All right, here's a first of two $50 1880 legal tenders. This one graded 15. It's Freeburg 160, and it sold for $4,880.
So this is one of the large seal 50s is kind of in the middle of the pack. All of them are tough. The only somewhat available large size, 1880 50s are the scallop seal varieties. And in the book in a 15, we have 5750, which is, nice and strong. But these have come up quite
Yes,
a bit in the past year.
yes.
There's
Very,
been a little bit of a correction.
very popular design and rare, as you say. In fact, this particular Freeburg, there are only 17 reported.
Yeah.
So, I,
Most of the large seal ones have, anywhere from, low teens to high teens.
yeah, yeah. And I included this next one so you could see, and I think this is what you were just talking about. This is a 164 with a scallop seal.
Yep.
This one's graded 10, sold for just over $2,000.
And even that is kind of a surprising result.
Yeah, and this is the most common one. There's about 250 of them
Yep.
reported. This is about what I paid for the one I have. It's also a 10, net 10, and paid about 2,000. I think mine is a 159. I think is the one I
Yep.
have. But
With the large seal. And this one is, not the most beautiful 10 I've ever seen. It's got, its fair share of problems. And this went for more than full retail at,
yeah,
$2,000 is full retail.
right. I guess that's a reflection of the demand for that design, I suppose.
Definitely risen.
Hmm. All right. Here's a $100 Federal Reserve note, Series 1914. This one graded 25. It has a star, and it sold for $3,712.
Yeah, these 1914 100s are a classic.
Yeah.
Very nice example. You can tell this one was graded a while ago uh,
Hmm.
by the PMG holder.
Right.
And in a 20, this book's out at 7,500.
Yeah.
So this is consistent with the change in demand for the large size
Star.
stars.
Yeah. Only five are known for this Freeburg number, star notes. So, again, a very rare note.
That might be kind of common for, large size stars of
Well,
that. variety.
Yeah, and for hundreds especially.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here's a 1922 $100 gold certificate. This one graded choice very fine. Sold for $3,172.
This is a very nice $100 gold certificate. Nice bold seal with that overprint.
Yeah.
But I would say this is more of a typical 35. It
Yeah.
was last. I think it was that last auction for the in January. There was an absolutely beautiful VF 35 1922
Yeah.
and that one went for either 36 or 3800, and one of our viewers had purchased that note,
Yeah.
and that was just a beautiful note, but I had to include this one um in book. It says 4 grand and a 40, uh but I don't know, I just kind of want to see the difference. So $500, five to $700 was the difference in just eye appeal alone.
Yeah. Yeah. But a beautiful, beautiful note. That's our last note for tonight on the auction. So
Yep.
let me stop sharing here. If you will, bring that 1880 20 back up. I can see it a little better.
Now, okay. Very well.
Let me see
One
if
moment here. All right.
there you go. Yeah, that's nice. That's a really nice note.
Yeah, I thought the color was good. The folds weren't too, you know,
Yeah,
interfering with the design. But yeah, it's just a nice example.
very nice. Very nice. Do
Oh
you have
boy.
any other notes you'd like to share from
Yeah, you can
the
kind of see
show?
him over there.
Well, I
I'll
wasn't
get my
going to let you do that.
yeah.
That's a
Got
pretty note.
got a nice 1880 $1 note with a large seal and 35 EPQ.
Those are so nice.
A very bright example.
Yeah, really pretty. Really
You
nice.
see that line? Maybe I'm not sure if
Yeah,
it'll
yeah.
focus.
I know
There's
it's.
that line that goes across all 1880s,
Yep, yep.
and a lot of the notes you know of this era.
A lot of security, kind of a security thread kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's a nice national too.
yeah. This one was really nice grade. I'm familiar with the town Wheeling,
Hmm.
and it's nice and cheap, so
Yeah,
I couldn't really help myself.
you're getting that sort of as a type.
Yeah, this is definitely a type example. I didn't want to pay too much money.
Yeah, it's pretty
Nice little upgrade.
nice.
And then, yeah, this one was
Oh
just a
boy.
steal.
Yeah, that's a beautiful note there.
It's probably a 25 or 30.
And that's a 1906, right?
Yep, 1906. It's one of the more common FRs for the 1906s.
Yeah,
But it's just a
still pretty.
very nice note. And for 425, I mean,
Yeah, that's a steal there. That's our steal
yeah,
of the month. It
steal
sure
of the
is.
month.
That's the steal of the month because we
Steal
sure
of the
didn't
month.
see one in the auction. There was no steals. No.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, boy.
Well, mine's not as exciting as yours, but these are, you know me, I bought a couple of obsoletes, but I ran across this one from my hometown, and that's just a really nice example of that note. I don't know what that will grade, but you don't usually find them that nice. And the paper, even on the back, looks nice on that.
I feel like because the backs are usually plain, you
Yeah,
can really tell what the note looks like because you're looking at the paper
right.
and not at, you know, not at a design.
Right, I like that design there. Cool.
Oh,
And I
eagle.
bought, yeah, and I bought one Confederate note because of the vignette. We bring up something I showed last week just to remind people the
Oh, there it is.
sweet potato dinner. And since this had the same vignette, I bought it. Now, of course, that quality of this note's not very good. It looks a little fake, but it is real.
Yeah, there's a massive difference in quality there.
Yeah, yeah, a lot, big difference.
Jeez.
And this note's like $35, so you can pick these up fairly cheaply. So, all right. Well, anything else you'd like to add this time, Tyler?
Just in general, I think collector notes got some more attention this past auction. Uh, prices are trending up. I feel like we've been saying that for a while,
Yeah,
but they are. It's
they
true.
are. I think this one was more collector's sad, investor's glad, or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of backwards. So, well, we'd certainly like to thank all of you for joining us again. We enjoy making these videos, and we hope you enjoy them as well. Please take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend, leave a comment, and thanks for stopping by. Good night, everybody.